There was once a king who believed silence was obedience. His name was King Burin, and he ruled a wide green valley where the river fed the farms, the hills guarded the villages, and the people worked hard to keep the land alive. The king wore fine robes and a heavy crown, but what truly weighed him down was pride. He trusted his own voice more than the wisdom of 100 others. Whenever people came to him with concerns, he waved them away. When farmers bowed low and said the river was rising faster than usual, the king smiled and said, "The river has always known its place." When elders warned that the dry season had been cruel and the people were tired, the king shook his head. "Hard times make strong subjects," he replied. And when his advisors tried to speak over one another, hoping at least one warning would slip through, the king raised his hand and silenced them all. "I do not need many voices," he said. "Mine is enough." So slowly the voices faded. The farmers stopped coming. The elders stopped advising. The advisors stopped arguing. The valley grew quiet, not peaceful, but careful. People learned that speaking brought no change, only disappointment, and silence, though heavy, was easier to carry. High in the hills, rain began to fall. Not the kind that drums loudly on rooftops, but the kind that sinks deep into the earth, unnoticed at first. Day after day, the clouds returned. The river swelled, thick and restless, pressing against its banks. No one went to the palace. They had learned their lesson. One night, while the king slept beneath silk sheets, the river finally broke free. Water rushed through the valley, tearing through fields, swallowing homes and dragging years of labor into its dark current. Roads disappeared, bridges collapsed. The lower gates of the palace flooded before dawn. When the king awoke to chaos, he demanded answers. "Why was I not warned?" he shouted. Messengers ran, but they did not know which paths were safe anymore. Farmers stood watching the water take what little they had left. Elders shook their heads, grief heavy in their eyes. By morning, the valley was changed forever. The king stood on his balcony, staring at the destruction below, at the ruined fields, the broken homes, the people who no longer looked to him for guidance. His voice, once loud enough to silence all others, echoed back at him, empty. No one answered. In that silence, the king finally understood. Not listening had not made him powerful. It had made him alone. By refusing to hear his people, he had taught them that their voices did not matter. And when the moment came when he needed them most, there was nothing left for them to give. From that day on, the valley carried a saying, spoken softly but remembered always. A ruler who closes his ears invites his own downfall. And the king at last learned to listen, but only after the cost had already been paid.